So now, as we know that accreditation is required for insurances, now the national insurance that everybody is aware of is Pradhan Mantri Arogya Yojana (PMJAY). Every urologist is slightly skeptical about taking it, but let us understand how can we make the best out of it. May I call upon the stage the moderators for this sessions, Dr. Keshav Murthy sir and Dr. S.K. Pal sir.
So we move on to this important session. I say important is because you find on the urology jobs, WhatsApp, every day 100 messages regarding this one. So this is a Yojana which needs to be discussed, and we have the first one by none other than Rohit Joshi, who has been the supporter of this Yojana scheme. How to make it cost viable?
Thank you so much, sir. Good morning, sir. Pranam. Good morning, all seniors and colleagues. Before we move on to PMJ, I have two comments and one question for Ashit bhai. Ashit bhai, फार्मा कंपनी का नाम बता देना जिसमें आपको अमिताभ बच्चन का लेटर दिया. On a serious note, this NABH, sir, you rightly correctly said that it's a lengthy process, lot of burden. But we have in our own hospital seen 3 lives have been saved because of this particular process. This process is lengthy, but once it has been instituted in your staff, I have 3 patients who will fall down in lift and we could save their life just because of cold flu training. These are important, although it takes a lot of burden, but it does take a value. Last thing is my wife is a certified NABH course done. And we have got a kind of a company wherein we have 3-4 experts like that for all registers and everything. And we are happy to share that we have done 3 hospitals directly in final accreditation without getting into primary. So there are processes which you understand it's easy to do. Moving to my own thing, how to make Ayushman Yojana costly or cost effective or viable. Why do we need this session? This is because this kind of a survey which I took in 2023. These are the questions put up to random urologists across the country. How many of you are catering this Yojana? More than 70% were catering. These are 3-year-old survey. I kept it because it has still got the relevance. The numbers are only increasing. Many of them were catering in their own hospital. Some were catering in trust hospital. Somebody were in surgeon's hospital. So many. But when we asked them how many cases, this is 3 years old. At that point of time, most of them were doing 20 to 30. Now, if you ask me in anybody's practice, I think 50% share would be from the Yojana patients. Nobody, not a single person urologist was happy with the charges. And when we asked him, do we really wish to get this sorted out? Do you really wish to get these charges increased? There are 4 funny questions. Yes, 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 why not? Yes, 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 sure. Yes, 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 but when? So these are the funny questions. And one more, that is precisely why this session has been organized. And I really thank Rajesh sir and Ashish sir and Samir sir and Abhijit for putting this session. It's a very relevant session and it is going to be beneficial for so many of youngsters who are going to get into this in future to course of time. So when it all started or how it all started, it started in 2018. So this started in this particular hall, Sapni sir, if you remember. It was 2018, it was the first Eurofinance con and I was made here. And at that time, Rishi was there. Rishi, where are you? Yeah, Rishi, yeah. He was there. He took all the limelight and I was standing here like a bichara because I was at that time canvassing this thing. Then, that time the verdict was that Ayushman Yojana is not economic viable. What Rishi told everyone is what you get out of it is Babaji ka full. So that happened in 2018, 2019, but then when came. और मित्रों जिस टाइम से मित्रों आया उस टाइम से हमारा सूचना बदल गया एंड सर हैज मूव्ड फ्रॉम गुजरात सीएम टू नेशनल पीएम And under his thing, the Ma Yojana becomes smaller and smaller, and the Vyap of Pradhan Mantri Yojana, Pan India, became bigger and bigger. So then in 2022-23, we once again had a youth conclave. Abhijit was there as an organizing secretary, and then we had this session. Can Ayushman Yojana be economically viable? So everybody started asking, is it really possible? So I was very happy about it, and then he had a surgical strike. So he kept so many prices of knee joint implants and cardiac implants and all that. So he is keeping an eye on all of us. So now in 2025, when we stand, you may love him, you may hate him, but you simply can't ignore him. Neither the man, neither his policies. So we have to accept it, and that's why we say, let's not record this. If the grave is inevitable, enjoy it. So yeah, that is how. So the pressure is important. Keshav sir, you know better than me. So now the question is, how can this Ayushman Yojana be made economically viable and attractive? So now we are coming to a constructive kind of relation about it. So basically सीधी बात है, viability is your earnings, कितना पैसा कमाते हो minus expenditure, कितना पैसा खर्च करते हो. So first let us see the gap between the finance of robots and the poorest of income source. So expenditure can be three types. One is the capital expenditure, second is the recurrent expenditure, third is an upgradation expenditure. So all youngsters, you need to be clear. एक बार हॉस्टल बनाने से काम खत्म नहीं होता है. There are always hidden expenditures. So this is the capital expenditure for a basic equipment set. All of you must be having this, and there is a high-end equipment. So depends on what you ultimately want to see yourself in coming 2, 3 or 5 years. So that is how between the basic and the high-end equipment. And there are certain added capital expenditure if you want to cater PM Yojana. Like you have to have a lab services, X-ray machines, ultrasonography machines, if possible a CT scan and a radiologist. These are very difficult things to procure. One more thing is you need to identify who you are. Depending on that, your capital expenditure will be decided. Are you a wandering urologist? Are you a nursing home urologist? Or you want to be an entrepreneur? So depending on that categorization of yourself, what do you want to see yourself, your capital expenditure will vary. Now there are coming to some recurrent expenditures that can be planned, which is like AMC, CMC, insurance and disposables. So I think we'll have some talks about it. And there can be some unplanned expenditure like malfunction, breakdown, accidental damage, some personal events. And then there is an upgradation expenditure. Now today you started using 20 watts, then you upgrade yourself after 2 years to 50 watts, then you upgrade to 100 watts. By the time you get 100 watts, they will come with 120 watts. And once you have all, then you will say, yes, I am king, I have got everything. That's when they will put this up. So your all capital expenditure you think you have done, it is all gone in vain. Now you have to again buy new machines. So this is some hidden expenditures which you need to be careful about. Coming to the cumulative expenditure, if you are a wandering urologist, but roughly say you need a basic set, you keep on doing surgeries at peripheral place, you need to invest only 25 lakhs. If you put up a nursing home, forget about the building and place, basic instrument set in-house will cost you something around 50 lakhs. And if you want to become an entrepreneur, minimum expenditure will be 2 crores. Now this is, nobody has that much money unless you are, a son-in-law of Ambani, so you need to take a loan. So this is how the loan works out. So roughly we should be getting out of loan. Somebody so tells me that 5 साल में तुम्हारा लोन खत्म हो जाना चाहिए, तो कि तुम्हें और एक लोन उठाना है हर 5 साल. So we have to finish that up. So for 5 years 1 lakh पे EMI आता है 2,175. अब monthly expenditure की अगर हम बात करें तो I will not talk about the wandering urologist because we can't get the Yojana at our own place. So if you are having a nursing home, minimum you will be spending 1,08,000 rupees out of your pocket. And as an entrepreneur, I will be shelling out 4,35,000 because that is how the loan EMI. Forget about other things, only the loan EMI will be this much. Now there are certain per procedure costs also. There are detailed bifurcation. I am not going to do because of the short time. So TURP आप करते हो तो आपका cost आएगा 2,000 for URS. These are disposable costs 4,000. PCNL will be 3,000. I'm taking only these 3 standalone procedures because our Solar made things complex to do that. And there are certain non-urology costs involved, like consultation, lab and radiology expense. Now these are MRP and HSP. Like lab and radiology, they charge 5,000 to the patient, but if you can work out, negotiate with them, they will do it at 3,000. Same thing, physician fitness, anesthetists, pharmacy, bed charges. So कुल मिला के 21,000 इतना cost होता है एक patient को कैटर करने के लिए, एक surgical patient को. It comes to roughly to our pocket, उसका burden आएगा 11,000. So now calculate the total cost of the procedure. For TURP, you will be paying 13,000. URS, you are paying 15,000. PCNL, you are paying 14,000 from your own pocket. Whatever you take from the patient or Yojana, secondary. So now this is the package in 2022. बाबा जी के ठुल्ले के जमाने का ये पैकेज था. तो उसमें TURP था ऋषि 24,000, URS was 10,000, and he was right. PCNL we were paying 23,000. So उसको अगर हम per person cost से bifurcate करें, तो you can see there is a mismatch. So what you do is your earning will be 11,000 in TURP. You will be paying minus 5,000 rupees for doing a URS. PCNL you will earn only 9,000, even less than what we get when we do wandering practice. कुल मिला के अगर हम लोग देखें कि हम लोग 30 सर्जरीज कर रहे हैं रोज की एक सर्जरी डिफिकल्ट नंबर इन करेंट टाइम यू विल अर्न ओनली 1,51,500 and your EMI is 1,08,000 if you have a nursing home, and if you put up a bigger hospital your EMI is 4,30,000. So yes, Rishi, I agree, it was not viable for sure, there is no second thought. But that was the year of 2022. Then what happened, we had a session, Keshav Mantri sir was instrumental in getting this session in the Institute Gurgaon. So we did that session, we invited the NHS chief and Sabni sir was actively involved into that, and then we started ball rolling. We started talking to them, started negotiating with them. Urology, nephrology cluster was separated. There was no need of purchasing a dialysis machine. In-house nephrologist requirement was taken out. Then the human skills always make differences. You always make friends. Nobody should forget you. They should love you. So we keep on people and keep on reminding them. USI leadership was an interrupted. They used to have this meeting without us. Now started inviting us. So we had a meeting and Uttam Mehta and Lalit Shashar was kind enough to send me as a representative in the Niti Aayog meeting. And there we had put up a lot of things from our own and what can be done to make things better. So this was Niti Aayog's chairman, Mr. Pal. He was very, very understanding and he promised us so many good things and he delivered also. So partly because of this packages got revised. The new packages are like this. An enhancement is 14,000 odd for TURP, 27,000 for URS, and 22,000 for PCNL. Let us again rework the calculation. So now the earning for the TURP is 25,000, URS is 22,000, and PCNL is 31,000. So friends, now if you do 30 surgeries Rishi today, then I will be earning close to 8 lakh rupees. And as a nursing home, I will be spending 1 lakh rupees. Even if I put up a big show, I will be still end up earning 3 lakh something rupees. So friends, isn't this viable? Yes, it is viable. So it ultimately boils down to the bulk practice. And these patients are coming free to you. Tomorrow, if I don't have any list, Monday, I'm busy here and I'm not attending my OPD. Monday, I might see 4 or 5 patients just walking in without any reference, without any undue stress on your mind, calling some GPs and all that. They will come get admitted because of mouth-to-mouth publicity. That is what brought NPUH where it is, and it's mouth-to-mouth publicity. And that is what this Yojana is taking us back. Friends, job not yet fully done. Rates of many other procedures are not good. We need to reserve this. The policy right now USI is working on to make sure reserve it for the qualified urologists. And we need to push USI into decision-making process. They used to call Delhi local urologist. Anup is a part of that thing. So now we will push Anup that you represent USI, you take all our feedback inputs and take us along with you. Then we can make things still better. So it's a work in progress, no doubt. With the guidance of Keshav Modi sir next year, I think we'll see a lot of better things. And my take-home message, Avi, is to make PMJ viability of setup. Be in the system. There is no point. If you're not in the system, nobody will listen to you. So be in the system, then only you will be heard. Have your own setup as early as possible. You need to have in-house physician, radiology, pathology services. Take it full-time NSRT, so you're not bothered about how many cases you accumulate. Second thing is ethically treat Yojana patient as nice. I always tell sir that it's all about patient safety. So there is no discrimination between poor and rich. No cost cutting. Stay away from unethical practice. We all see what has happened in Khyati Hospital in Ahmedabad. So never do into that. And lastly, stop visiting practice friends as early as possible. It is a health hazard. We've seen lot many accidents, lot many bad things. Be vigilant about your credentials. Many people keep your name and they use your names. Don't let that happen. And consider group practice rather than a corporate or trust hospital. At the end of this, money is told. Money is a byproduct. Do not chase it. Yes, we are doctors. We are not businessmen. We are not just after money. What we bother more is about our own dignity and our own self-respect. So, but if you still not happy with this, self-respect, dignity, then if you want to earn money, here is the man. You have to go to him and join Eurofinance. So after practice con, next Eurofinance con is happening. So kindly register today and earn more money. But sir, once you have a lot of money, Rohit, Do not spend, invest more. साला सर इतना पैसा कमाए. No, you put in more money. Then he says, take a home loan. Sir, home loan चुका दिया, दूसरा home loan ले लो. कोई problem नहीं. You should have a home loan all your life. You should have. That is what every time he says this. You might have not a girlfriend. You should have a home loan. That's it. And lastly, don't buy BMW. Drive Nano. अगर Nano ने बंद कर दिया तो मारुति ले लो. तो ऐसा वाला लो जिसमें problem है. Lastly, ऐसे काफी सारे distractions आएंगे लाइफ में आपके आसपास में. एक्सपेंसिव बाइक्स आएगी, कार्स आएगी, एक्सपेंसिव मालूम्स का ट्रिप आएगा और कुछ और चीजें भी आ सकती हैं. इन पे ध्यान मत दीजिए. ये सब आपको भटकाने वाली बातें हैं. अगर आप रास्ता भूल जाते हैं, come back to submit sir, have a talk with him, and again get focused and go back to your thing. Do ethical practice and keep investing. Thank you so much.
So now, hello. So now, Rohit. Hello. So now Rohit has convinced us that these yojanas are good and we are going to make money out of it, provided we have at least 30 patients in a month. So let us listen from Brajesh now how to apply for it and how to get this yojana.
Morning everyone. Thankful to organizers for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of teacher of teachers, Dr. Pradhan sir, to Sabri. Friends, we are here to talk about one of the most important healthcare reforms which has taken place in our country in the last 7 to 8 years. And that is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, or what we call it PMJ in short. I am thankful to Dr. Rohit. He has already made my job very easy now. Introduced under the broader umbrella of Ayushman Bharat Mission, this scheme has brought about two major changes in healthcare system of India. One is at the patient level, they have better access to healthcare, and second is at the hospital level. So how hospital can use their resources in a perfect way. So this scheme is all about that. So today I am focusing on 3 core elements. First is how to gain access to PMJ by a proper empanelment. Second is how to ensure full regulatory compliance and eligibility. And third is how to effectively manage reconciliation of payment, which is very important. Ensuring that services you are providing to these services are being compensated in a timely, transparent and traceable manner. So whether you are a multi-specialty hospital or you are a short hospital, small hospital, this scheme is universal for all. So can I know how many of you are having your own hospital here? Very good. How many of you are doing Ayushman? Only 2. So, let me tell you, in coming days, the spectrum of this Yojana is going to get wider and wider. And probably you won't be able to survive without this Yojana. That is true. Particularly for younger ones who are coming up now. Because you people have already done your batting in everything. So let's discuss about PMJ, what it's all about. So launched under Ayushman Bharat 2018, it is the world's biggest government-sponsored health scheme all over the country. It provides 5 lakh rupees coverage per family per year for secondary and tertiary hospitalization. That means if a poor person in India, if they get any disease or any medical emergency or they need some surgery, they can get it at your external hospital without paying even a single penny from the government. So the target of this scheme was bottom 40% Indian population. So that translates to 12 crore families and around 50 crore individuals. So it's a big chunk of beneficiaries. Although it was targeted to bottom 40%, but in a state like MP, people will come in Fortuner and will have Ayushman card. Some states are very strict, like UP. In UP, you can't get a card if you are not eligible for the card. So in state like MP, I think 90% population will get that. Anyway, so what this scheme offers is cashless and paperless treatment at the point of care, access to over 1400 health packages, and network of both public and private hospitals. So now, while this scheme has improved healthcare for India, millions of people are being benefited. Hospital open borders, how to make it cost viable, how this scheme can work for us. Dr. Rohit is already elaborated. Let me tell you my personal experience in the last 4-5 years. I'm revealing this data to you, don't reveal it to IT. We have made around 20 CR, 20 crore business in the last 4 years through Ayushman. And out of that, I think more than 10 crores is profit. So this is apart from other things you are doing, your cash patient, EPS. I think it's a very good number of patients you are doing. I've done more than 5,000 PCNLs for public who was otherwise not going to come to my institute. So this scheme, as far as my personal experience is there, I think it's fun. And all younger ones should adopt. But for that, you need to have your own hospital. So how to get, what are the benefits of this scheme? As you are providing free treatment, so patient footfall is increased. And once this patient is come for urology, he can become your patient. In future, whatever problem he has got on his own, he will come to you. You are branded as a official PMC provider, so that enhance your hospital definition of predictability. Then one of the most important thing is opportunity to serve the society. That is very important. We want to serve. We all want to serve. And we are doing e-camps and all that. So instead of doing all those free camps and better you adopt Ayushman. And last is revenue from government. So there's unlike other schemes where your payment is uncertain. Ayushman Yojana that works on a very defined and structured payment network. Because the claims are processed digitally and money is deposited directly into your hospital account. So, what are the challenges? Because the scheme is not without challenges. First, most important is low package rates. Unfortunately, for urology, packages are very good. Not only urology, all for specialty packages are very good. So, you can easily afford that. High documentation and compliance burden. Of course, there is a lot of paperwork. A lot of compliances have to be done. Because you make one mistake and your payment is delayed for 3-4 months. They are delaying claim processing because the payment cycle, which is normally around 15 to 30 days, if there is any delay because of any error you made, then it's going to delay your process. Fraud, if you are doing any intentional or accidental mistakes and your hospital is flagged, then you can face even de-empanelment or penalty, which is very, very high in the system. So be careful about that. And the answer for all this is, you should thoroughly understand the process. Once you are understanding the operational process, then things are very easy. So here it comes how to apply. Eligibility criteria, your hospital must be NABH entry level or higher, or there is some equivalent state accreditation. Previously, it was mandatory to have NABH, but in the COVID era, government relaxes and all hospitals were granted Ayushman Yojana if they want. And after that, it is now continuing. You can have even without NABH. It's better to have NABH first and then go for Ayushman Yojana. So this is online application which you can apply on hospital employment module. It's called FGM module. You just get registered. You will get a reference number for your hospital and a login credential. Once this is done, you can fill the application and you can upload all the documents in PDF format. Documents which are required are generally all are NABH documents. If you are already having NABH, you don't need any further documents for this use. Once you have filled the application, there is district empanelment committee, which is most of the time headed by your local CMHO, and you know them very well. So there is no hurdles in getting through this process, and district empanelment committee pass, after that SHA give you a approval. Time limit for this whole process is should be completed within 30 days. And once approved, you sign an MOU, which will be done within 7 days, and get your national hospital ID. National hospital ID means you can treat patients from any state all over India who is having this issue. So it's not necessary that you can treat only your state. This is in flowchart, right from registration, application submission, verifications, and then DEC approval, finally SHA. After this, there is very important part is training sessions. SHA and NHA, State Health Authority and National Health Authority, they are doing training sessions every 15 days. You must attend those sessions. Or you can appoint one person specially for that. And that person, if he thoroughly understands the process, it becomes very, very easy for this Yojana to continue without any fault. Different permissions which are required and regulatory requirements. Minimum requirement is 10 patient in bed. It is reduced to 5 for some aspirational districts. Government has put a list of districts, around 10 districts all over India. In Gujarat, there are 2 districts, Lahore and Narmadapuram. These 2 are aspirational districts. There you can reduce the number of beds. Qualified MBBS doctor, trained nurses, round-the-clock services, operation theatre and ICU, depending upon your specialty. So all these are according to NABH requirement. You need not to do anything extra. Mandatory documents, NABH, it was previously mandatory, but nowadays, like in MP, you can get it done. But if you are having NABH, so you will get incentives. So whatever profit he has shown you, you can get 10% extra for NABH entry level and 15% for full NABH. So that's a big amount. If you are doing a business of 2 crore with this Yojana in 1 year, so 15% of that becomes 30 lakhs. And you can get full NABH in 10 lakhs also. You can hire all the professionals and they can get it done. Optional but useful are ISO certification and tie up with third-party diagnostic like lab, radiology. So that will be your application for permission. Remember, this empanelment is not just a licensing. You need to renew all the documents time to time on the portal. Because once your certificate is expired, any certificate, or although you have renewed it, but you have not put it on the portal, the portal will stop. So that is an auto-generated thing there. So it's your responsibility to update it time to time. Specific criteria for nephrology and urology, not much. If you want to have dialysis unit, you can have dialysis unit. But for dialysis, you need to have medicine as a specialty. But if you want only dialysis, then there is provision. You can apply separately for dialysis only, and you can omit medicine. Because keeping medicine is a big headache in NABH. The problem with NABH is that you can't say no to patient. Patient comes to you, you'll have to treat. If you say no, he has a helpline number, and once he dials this helpline number, your problems will start. If your complaint is registered, now it's your duty to get it rectified. You'll have to be after that person who has made this complaint. You'll have to find his home. You'll have to bring him. You'll have to close it down. Otherwise, your this operation can stop anything. So remember, if any patient is going unsatisfied, don't let him go till unless you are satisfied that he has not made your complaint. Make him satisfied. Suggest him some other hospital where he can go. Or if you don't have that specialty, then you are not liable. Then you can make whatever complaint you want. If you have that specialty and you are saying no, you must have a very valid reason for saying no. And there are 2-3 things like number of beds. Suppose you have sold number of beds 10. If your 2 beds are full, occupied by Ayushman patient, then 3rd patient you can say no. Because 20% patients should be filled by the Ayushman patient. So once you will thoroughly understand this procedure, no, there are so many things which will save you from complaints and everything. So you can have a operation theatre. Obviously, a urologist will have operation theatre with CR. Endoscopy support you will have. Post-op ICU care and ventilatory support must be there if you are operating, and that is the requirement for any hospital. Lithotripsy equipment, you can always show intracorporeal lithotripsy as lithotripsy equipment. So there are some additional tips. Like if you have empaneled your hospital, you must raise some pre-auth. If you have not raised any single pre-auth in 6 months, your hospital is liable to be DML. State, some of the state may allow fast track employment for NABH hospital or those who are already having CBHS, CSI or other government schemes. Post approval, you must sign your MOU within 7 days. Once you have signed the MOU, you will be given a national hospital ID, and there will be training on BIS, that is Beneficiary Identification System Protocol, TMS, HPP, and STD. That all trainings are provided within 15 days. Every 15 days, they are giving this training. Now comes this important part. Once you have admitted patient, first of all, when patient comes to you, you need to identify whether it is true beneficiary or not, because lot of false cards were there. Nowadays, almost all cards are verified. They have already blocked all false cards. So you need to identify whether it's a genuine patient or not. For that, there is BIS, PMJ card. Once we have identified it, raise a pre-op within 6 hours of admission. Once you have registered a patient, within 6 hours you should raise the pre-op. And then when you have completed the treatment, you must upload all the treatment details and documents related to discharge. So nowadays on the new portal, they have made it mandatory. They won't take the thumb impression of the patient for discharge until and unless you have already uploaded all the documents. So you need to upload all documents before sending patient home. And once this is done, on TMS, you need to submit the claim. So make it a habit to submit the claim immediately after the discharge, because your claim must be submitted within 15 days. If you lose even by 1 day, so again you will get a flag and this payment will be in problem. So once you have done claim submission, then TMS portal will carry on it on auto mode. They are approved by ACO and all that. And within 15 to 30 days, generally you get payment. But what is to be remembered here is you cross-verify claim status on TMS regularly, because there are queries. Inquiries must be replied within a stipulated time. Respond to queries must be done within time. Generally, they are very small queries. They don't make very fancy queries. You can nowadays in new portal, though, if you think that query is irrelevant, you can write it's an irrelevant query. And then use Excel dashboard for you to track your payments. How many payments you have got? What are the pendings? That data you need to maintain. And remember that claims are submitted via TMS within time. And everything is time bound. Pre-authorization must be done within 6 hours. Claim submission must be done 15 days post discharge. So there are a few tips for smooth reconciliation. You can put a dedicated staff for all that, and having a specialized staff ensure expertise in claim documentation. Nowadays you will get staff at very low cost also, because a lot of people are computer oriented, and if they have little knowledge, they are able to do it very nicely. Then daily update of pre-auth and claim status. Regular monitoring is required. Keep audit ready documentation. Attend all orientation programs. Whenever it is coming time, then you need not to attend. You can just assign some person who is looking after the Ayushman and your hospital. And use this secured file transfer protocol for high speed data transfer. Your documents should be uploaded very fast. So these are some tips for smooth reconciliation. And avoid de-empanelment. Common causes of de-empanelment are fraudulent billing. This may be intentional or accidental, because initially When this scheme came, everybody wanted to earn money. So they were putting 2, 3 packages in one patient. Now they put an AI. So the AI is checking all your data. If you put a patient in ICU, but your chart is not showing any fluctuation even in BP, temperature or anything, it will just reject. It will send it to general ward immediately. Whether you put it in ICU or anywhere, they will give you charges for general ward. So your data should be very accurate. You're putting a patient in ICU, your chart must so. So for AI, this is not being checked by person now. It's being checked by AI. If they have given a specific criteria.
Dr. Brajesh, I think time is up.
Mine is 2, I think 2, probably 5, so it's 15 minutes.
Even then it
So that is also okay. So poor documentation is another cause of DM punishment, and then failure to meet minimum standard, that is also. Penalty you can get 5 to 20 times of the package cost, and suspension will be there for minimum of 6 months. DM penalty will be there for 1 year. That all depend on your lighting. If you have very good lighting in CEO, nothing will happen. If there is given time to time is free and everything will be done. So to conclude, BMJ is a major opportunity, powerful opportunity for hospital. But all this comes with very efficiency, compliance and strategic plan. BMJ is not just a government scheme. It's a mission, national health mission. So let's make it work for our patients and also for us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit and Brajesh. You have nicely summarized it. I would like to add just 2 points. One thing is, all of us, we spend a lot of money in marketing to get more and more patients. And usually it is said that 10% of your profit should be put into the marketings. That is what we were doing when we were running a hospital. So once you have this Yojana, probably marketing experts will go down to 1 to 2%. That's all. Just to make the people aware that you have this Yojana. And secondly, as Brajesh has pointed out, there should be a dedicated staff, particularly when you are dealing with any Yojana like we used to deal with ECHS. Particular staff, when he will make the bills and submit the bills, they will all pass and there won't be any problem. But if any Tom, Dick and Harry makes the bill and submits it, then there used to be problems. So if we take care of these 2 points, I think these Yojanas are really worth it and we should have it.
Abhijit, do we have time for discussion? Because if you allow discussion now, it will go into. So, only one question to Rohit. You showed the packages, but they are not uniform across the country. They are not uniform across the country because the Yojana is run by 60% with central sponsored and 40% is. So the states have their right to alter their Yojana scheme rates because they are putting in 40%. So what rates you showed is not applicable in Karnataka. It's not this much.
Then we have actually when you get the city tier, in the tier wise. So there, tier wise, the rates in the sanctioned areas may be lower than the. So that is coming in health free. They are doing change. For example, medical hysterectomy in Ahmedabad, they are sanctioning 80,000 rupees, and in Jharkhand, because well, Shah told that one of the CEO is a 0 himself. So he has given some state committees 1 lakh rupees. So this
Even within that scheme, if you see, the procedures which are done in oncology are far higher than the same procedure in urology. Urology, the scheme rates are much lower than what is seen in oncology. So they are not uniform.
Chairman, one more question.
They will get it rectified. Like previously for fistula, AV fistula, they can give you fistula 6,000 rupees. So I got to it because I was the only person who was making fistula as well. And they made it 22,000. Yeah. So you have to make them aware. They also don't know. They are not medical people. You have to write them. Problem is that you don't write. You don't meet them.
Rohit, what you have shown is provided you have slow nursing home. Right? A lot of urologists work in hospital without their own nursing home. And the hospital administrator will say that we will give you only this percentage of the thing to the operating urologist.
which is most of the time very, very less. So basically, students have to reconcile with the fact that they are not going to get much money in return. Am I right? So unless you have your own hospital, it is not an easy way. So I'll just add one point here, sir. Yes, in such cases, you always, like the working laws, you should add a point to that giving case to case. There should be a minimum guarantee and then case to case basis, we just give incentive.
Sir, इसमें क्या है सर? Sir, इसमें क्या है? See, now it is all urologists. If tomorrow I find a wandering urologist, I am operating at Sableser place. Sableser takes from Yojana, he gives me 10,000. I'll ask him furnish me the total statement. Then उसका bill आता है. You negotiate that way. If you want to use my name, this is my retention charges. That's what Amit told, and this is my per process charges. But मेरा colleague अगर वो अभिजीत वहाँ जाके उससे कम में करेगा तो दिक्कत है. तो the thing is we have to be united and we have to pass a resolution that any urologist doing any surgery in a peripheral sector, this is our minimum charges. We talk about in percentage, sir. My hospital is a percentage. 50,000 is package, 50%, 25,000 we come as a profession charge. So you make a union and pass a resolution.
See, Rohit made a point that it is viable for the hospitals. Let us finish with the comments from Dr. Sable. Yes, please.
Actually, what is being experienced in Maharashtra is there is a sizable delay in getting the payments. Most of the time, the government says, yeah, it's quite sizable, even 6 months, 1 year and whatever. So in that cases, how to one should make it cost effective?
Human skill.
So,
Ek botli. So let us conclude this session and then thank the organizers to have given us this opportunity.
What is happening is, he talks about he gives 33% to the doctor. You're all good. Let's put the impact on every message. What speak divided. Well, I would like to thank all the speakers and the moderators for the wonderful session. I understand there would be a lot of queries, so what we'll do is we'll make a larger WhatsApp group where the faculties and the delegates, they can ask questions and get the answers from the faculties. So the queries would not remain queries, they would be sorted out.